Earlier this month, the return of British singer-songwriter Adele with Easy On Me dominated both music and social media for days on end. And when it came to getting opinions about her new album, 30, Adele revealed that there was only one man she wanted to hear from. In this video, we're gonna break down exactly how Drake has become so respected by the world of pop music and why they seek him out for advice.
I think I played it to Drake maybe last year when he was in town, just to get, I'm like, do you think this is like what people like want or not want? And he was like, absolutely, like, but that's it really.
I'm sorry, that's it really?
I think
Drake's obviously like incredible and amazing.
Having claimed later in that same interview that she doesn't go around playing it to various people. Some fans wondered what exactly qualified Drake, an artist from the hip-hop world, to advise a pop icon. Well, in this video, we're gonna break down exactly why Drake isn't just so revered among them, but how he became someone that they actively look up to as an example of how to stay ahead in the game. Described by Drake himself as one of his best friends, Adele isn't alone in her admiration of Drizzy. In fact, many of the world's biggest superstars look to him as the guy when it comes to navigating today's industry. Speaking in 2018, Ed Sheeran revealed that he takes cues from Drake's habit of clearing the path for a new full-length project, with releases that are marketed as mixtapes, playlists, and even care packages. I kinda learned from looking at how Drake does it, he told NME. Drake puts out these albums that are huge, but then in between he sticks out projects. And however big that project is, it doesn't really matter because it's not the album, if that makes sense. It just clears the air for the next album. I feel like at some point, me and Drake need to do something, he continued. I feel like that has to happen. I just think at some point, those two worlds have to meet. And I don't know how or what it sounds like, but I feel like it's inevitable. I've only met him a couple of times. I don't even know if it's in the cards. I like to think he has the same mindset as me. Likewise, when discussing his 2012 collaboration with Drizzy, Justin Bieber described him as a real good dude.
He's a real good dude, solid individual, really cares about people too.
In an industry where those are hard to come by. But away from the appreciation that pop icons have for him, his credentials expand way beyond how he rolls out his music or his kind nature. Simply put, he's beat a lot of them at their own game by owning the chart. Ever since Jigga proclaimed, Drake's up next, see what he do with it?
Knew to move digits, after he moved Drake's up next, see what he do with it.
On the Blueprint 3's A Star Is Born in 2009, Drizzy has made himself at home on the Billboard Hot 100 and album charts. And along the way, he's achieved a hit rate that is completely unparalleled by not only other rappers, but the vast majority of pop stars. Even before he was a megastar and was still on the mixtape grind, pop stars such as JoJo, who covered the So Far Gone classic Houston, Atlanta, Vegas, and later Take Care's Marvin's Room, were acknowledging the unique power of his pop songwriting sensibilities.
I love his mixtape. Drake is so talented, and I got turned on to it through my MD, Jordan, who's a producer, and he burned it for me. I was listening to it, and I kept going back to this song. And then I kept crying. And I kept being like, this song is so deep, oh my God, do other people see how deep this is? I would love to do the female side of this. I would love to put my own perspective on this. So I wrote a verse.
As of 2018, he overtook Elvis Presley, Eminem, and Michael Jackson to become the most successful solo artist of all time in America. Labeled Billboard's Artist of the Decade, the man that has more slaps than the Beatles with 40 plus continually reimagines pop metrics as though it were just an ordinary day. In July of that year, he made history when it was revealed that 27 out of the 100 tracks on that month's Billboard charts had his name beside them. Then, in March of 2021, he once again broke new ground when a trio of his tracks from Scary Hours 2 EP debuted at number 1, 2, and 3 on the Hot 100. So, where people were previously asking why Adele went to him for help, it appears that the real question would be, why wouldn't she? Rather than taking shape by accident, Drake's status as an all-conquering king of the pop charts was planned. And now, there's a few factors that keep him ahead of the curve. For one thing, he has a knack for taking pop music's temperature and adjusting his music to reflect it. A calling card of his sound since way back in the So Far Gone days. Drake's hybrid of singing and rhyming basically set the tone for what the pop charts have become. And even then, he responds to trends like few else. TikTok was barely off the ground before Tootsie Slide emerged with the ready-made dance from Drizzy himself. In the process, it hit 1 billion videos on the platform faster than any other song at that time. Always willing to share the love, Drake is also unmatched at pinpointing which artist to give a feature to or showcase on his own project. So much so that the Drake stimulus package is a phenomenon that's acknowledged by the hip-hop community. Over the years, Drake has given their highest chart position of all time to 32 of his fellow artists, and granted 18 of them their first appearance on the Hot 100, period. He did a lot of shit he didn't have to do, declared an appreciative 21 Savage in 2018. He do a lot of shit for up-and-coming rappers, period. I don't think he get his respect for that. Every year, he pull up a new artist. Ain't no other artist on his level does that shit. While some such as 21 like to portray this as though it's a purely charitable move, It's important to remember that as a veteran of the game, aligning himself with the new talent helps to keep Drake's sound fresh. And if anyone else who would understand what it's like to have to prioritize the constant reinvention of their sound in an ever-changing marketplace, it's those same pop stars that see Drizzy as a beacon of what's possible when you can find that current sound time and time again. As if all of these achievements weren't enough to justify his position as the perfect soundboard for someone such as Adele, it's important to remember that where some pop stars or even world-renowned rappers would get complacent, Drizzy still wants to keep winning too. Even as he accepted the award for Artist of the Decade at the Billboard Awards, Champagne Papi thanked his peers and said that their music keeps him tossing and turning at night, trying to figure out what to do next. From reacting to cultural developments with frightening speed through to creating memes at will, Drake's finger is so rigidly on the pulse of that, to be honest. It's surprising that more pop stars aren't going to him for feedback. Even at the time where some portions of the audience were growing tired of his reign at the top and critics tore his new record, Certified Lover Boy, apart, that didn't stop him from scoring his 10th #1 album. With first week sales of 613,000, Drake netted the highest of the year with his 10th record. And when you consider how quickly stars come and go, that's no easy feat. By committing himself to being the man that seamlessly fits into the sound of now and can be relied upon for hits, it meant that when it came time for Drake and his on-again, off-again enemy, Kanye West, to square off in terms of sales figures, Champagne Papi's first week numbers were more than double that of Ye's Donda. No matter what the critical response is, the public at large are still eager to buy what Drizzy is selling, as evidenced by the fact that Way Too Sexy, a track which has been widely mocked by others, glided right to the top of the Hot 100. Above all, Drake understands that whether people like it or not, the fact that they have an opinion at all means that you're onto a winner in the modern streaming landscape. Having removed himself from the rap world to join the front lines of pop, Drake isn't Adele and other pop stars go to by accident. It's a role that he savors and has earned through reputation and cold, hard figures. No longer seen as an MC or crossover star, at this point, Hitmaker is the only title that's really fitting. So, if anyone would ever need counsel on what the public are going to flock to, then there's few people that are better suited to providing that guidance than Mr. Aubrey Graham himself. As whether you love him or loathe him, the numbers just don't lie. If you like this video, then hit subscribe for more. We're producing original content like this every single week, so hit the bell to be notified when new releases go live. In fact, you can watch another one by clicking right here. We've been Rap TV, and we'll see you next time.